Now I think we know a little bit more about Elon Musk's worldview, which is that Armageddon is happening, and if you're smart, you need to DM women on Instagram and offer your sperm to them. That's his worldview. I don't think he's selfish or egomaniacal in the way that, someone who's really, in the way that like a psychopathic serial killer who's on death row would be egomaniacal. You ever talk to those people when they're like, this has to be done, they just got an answer for everything? I don't think he's at that level. I think you'd call him egomaniacal in the same way that Charles Manson was. More of a cult leader, more of like a believer, more in like or who's the guy at David Koresh, without the violence. But we do see a similar polygamy theme going on here. We also see a similar kind of community/cult kind of theme where he envisions all the women who he's reproduced with living in a community, a compound. I think he referred to it as a compound, probably to control their rearing, because he just wants more smart people having kids. And I think he views himself as a very smart person, which I think undoubtedly he is. But as they say, genius comes with a little mania. Now, this is all alleged. This is just from an article that the Wall Street Journal has been working on for 3 years. And I think they got their juicy tidbit that they were looking for when a conservative influencer I've never seen a person who is smoking hot from the front and then looks like the Count from Sesame Street from the side. Her nose looks like it was created by Jim Henson, like a Muppet, if you see her from the profile. But from the front, she's smoking hot. So I can only imagine her profile pic when she started communicating with Elon Musk was from the front. They met at some place and he was joking with her about having his kids. And then she told him she was ovulating. And he said, so what are we waiting for? So his goal was to make a baby with her. I think this part is not alleged. This is true. And I think there's a paper trail of this. That, he wanted to have babies, and I think he's texted her the reason why. And what was also true, there's another conservative influencer, some crypto chick named Fong, who I assume she's Asian, and he DM'd her. He started following her and liking her stuff. And this guy needs to go to Sexaholics Anonymous, because I think sexaholics have a problem with the gram too. They just hop into the DMs. The kid was sliding into DMs, so he slid into Fong's DM, and he said he wants to make a baby with her. Or, no, he offered her his sperm. So he just said, you want my sperm? Because I think he sends his sperm out. So what people are implying from that is perhaps maybe there's more Musk babies out there in the world, because he asks these women to sign NDAs, non-disclosure agreements or whatever. And then he pays them a large sum of money to raise the kids. So not really, it's ironic because he is now involved in the party that advocates for conservative, traditional nuclear family values. And this is about the fucking most progressive, post-apocalyptic, no, that's not the right word, most progressive, non-traditional form of reproduction I've ever heard of. I don't know if there's anything more non-traditional than sending your sperm to a chick you DM'd on Instagram. That seems to be, that would be like a nightmare scenario that you might hear in Joel Osteen Church about what's going on in the world. I don't think that involves a father being around. I don't think that involves too much thought in having a strong role model in the house. Nevertheless, I would assume that he's being applauded and she's being called probably a gold-digging hoe, because he offered her $15 million with $100,000 paternity, whatever, payments. Is that what they're called? Child support payments a month if she just kept quiet, and for what he claimed is the protection of the child. And when she didn't, they went to court, and I think she ended up getting 20 grand a month. So she lost a lot of money. So hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And, she lost a lot of money, but now she's the main focus of this article. But she's not the only one. Grimes, Elon Musk was in the White House with one of his kids with Grimes. And Grimes was upset, saying, why are you putting him in the public spotlight? I thought this whole thing, all this money I get, was about keeping them private. And he goes, yeah, I'm a hypocrite. What do you want from me? And then she also famously, or infamously, however you want to put it, tweeted at him on X, which, if you see the way he tweets, that's probably the best way to reach him, is probably tweeting at him on X. She tweeted that she needed money for their son's medical condition. And she tweeted that out. So this is sort of a world that my parents or grandparents could not have conceived of, let alone the Native Americans. But here we are, where you can send your sperm to someone after you DM them. He never even met Fong. He's never even met her in person. And he's just offering her a cup of his juice in order to make another post-apocalyptic baby that will survive the coming apocalypse. And so that's the reason why he wants to go to Mars so desperately. That's what is motivating him. That's what been motivating him for all of what he does, is because he believes the apocalypse is coming. He believes probably countries are going to blow each other up. And he believes, but before that, he believes that and he hasn't made this a secret, that a country's population is the most important thing. Countries are not geography. They're the people in it. And he believes that America in particular and other countries have too low populations. For the future, we need more people. And he has expressed concern that the third world's populations are more, that they just keep reproducing because of Catholicism, probably, and Islam. And that people, I guess, who are educated and not very religious aren't having as many kids. Or another way you can say that, if you want to turn the cameras off, the way he says it at parties when there's no cameras on, because they were checked at the door, like a Dave Chappelle comedy show, is there's not enough white babies.